onto your mats as usual, just tuck yourself in. Toes pointing forwards, feet hip width apart. Find your comfortable space. Make sure your feet are in line. Make sure your feet are underneath your hips, so always glance down to see if you can tell the positioning that you have is correct. So just soften your knees a little bit. That's just taking your knees just out of that lock position. Be careful not to bend them fully. When I'm correcting people in classes, quite often I stop people actually going into a squat at this point. So just soften your knees slightly, and then let's just practice those pelvic tilts. One hand on the front, one hand on the back can help. Tucking under and then sticking your bottom out. Tuck under and stick your bottom out. So squeeze and tuck under. Good. Using your abs to scoop and tuck under, and then using your back muscles to stick your bottom out like that. Hands on the sides like this can help as well. Tucking under, using your thumbs to push down, and then use your fingers to push down at the front. That just guides your pelvis to do the right thing there. Good. And then drawing in and tucking under usually puts you in that good posture to go forwards with the class. Broaden and open out the chest. Drop the shoulders down. See if you can access the muscles around your shoulder blades to pull down through the shoulder blades there, to draw down, and that pulls the shoulders down away from the ears. Tuck your chin and lengthen the back of the neck, and this is where we're going to start. So if you hook your hands behind your head with your elbows nice and wide, knees slightly bent, and then if you can push and tuck your chin back and push the back of your head into your hands. And we're going to hold for 5 seconds. So tuck, push back into your hands, hold for 5 seconds. You should feel your tummy start to work a little bit here too. And then relax. And then tuck again, lengthen up through the back of the neck. Breathe. Keep scooping in through your tummy and keep the weight back through your heels. And relax again. And then again, tuck the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. Keep the elbows nice and wide. Good. And then relax. With the arms now down by your side, do the same motion. So we're going to tuck the chin, lengthen the back of the neck without lowering the eye line like that. And then we're going to turn to the right and then back to the centre. And then turn to the left and back to the centre, continuing with that chin tuck as you go. Keep the chin tucked, turn, back to the centre, turn to the other side, back to the centre. Keep scooped in, weight back through your heels, rotate to the front, rotate to the front. Good, one more each side. And last one. Excellent. Arms down by your sides, sitting back into your heels to squat down and come back up. Sit backwards to squat down and come back up. Try not to arch your back too much as you squat. That just pushes your tummy out forward. So keep your tummy scooped in, keep your back flat as you squat. Sitting back into the heels. Good. Tighten the thighs on the way back up. Don't be afraid to tighten the thighs and squeeze. Straighten the knees fully on this one. Bending, straighten the knees fully. Cool. And 2 more. Lovely. Okay, feet hip width apart. Take the weight onto your left leg. Squeeze your glute, squeeze your thigh, tighten through that side. With the right leg, just skim the floor and bring it forwards. Take it out to the side, using that glute, and then backwards. And the backwards one is hardly anything at all. So if you remember from the sessions we've done before, it should just be there. Any further, I want to twist and arch my back. Okay, so let's continue. Scoop along. Keep going on the same leg. Be mindful of the leg that's on the floor and the foot. How much work that leg has to do. Good. Drop the shoulders. Front, side, back. Last one. Front, side, back. Lovely. Take the weight onto the other leg. Tension through the thigh. Scoop and tuck under. Front, side, back again, not very far backwards, remember. Front, side, back. Some of you will be super flexible in the hips and maybe can take it further, I was going to say longer, further than I can. Good. Front, side, back. Last one. Front, side, back. Lovely. Place your feet again, hip width apart. Draw and pull up onto your toes and come back down. The first one's always just getting your balance. Take the weight forwards, pull up onto your toes and lower back down. Drop the shoulders. Pull up through the calf. Pull up onto the toes. I think that might be the last one there. Good, so let's ease that off. Lifting one heel, make sure those hips are level. Shoulders down. Swap and push the other heel down to the floor. Being aware that your feet are a little bit closer together. Push the heel down into the floor, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thigh, squeeze in your tummy, keep that chin tuck and let the neck lengthen at the back. Good. That'll do. Alright, palms facing up, take the hands out, stretch the fingertips out to the side, hold them there, pushing the fingertips out to the side. You should, if you're anything like me, feel a stretch through the hands and the forearms, bicep area. Drop the shoulders, see what difference that makes. Tuck the chin, lengthen the back of the neck, see what difference that makes. Turn the palms down and up, trying to hold that good posture, that chin tuck lengthened at the back of the neck. Good. Breathing relax. Not taking it all too seriously. Just go with the flow. Good. But all of these movements should be stretching through those nerves. Fingertips may be going a bit tingly. It's quite normal, but a reasonable time to stop if that's the case. Good, good. Stretch both arms straight up above the head, and I want you to lift the shoulders up towards the ears and then drop them back down. All the time with those knees just a little bit bent and the bottom tucked under. Stretch up and down, up and down, palms facing each other. Spend a lot of time with the arms up above the head until we think about maybe painting a ceiling somewhere or something, and then people end up with shoulder problems, wrist and elbow problems after doing all of that kind of DIY. Good. Come back down again. So it's good to push into those movements just a little bit to keep our shoulders healthy and that kind of thing. Okay, let me think. Are there any other standing exercises? Perhaps maybe a standing stretch would be a good idea. So I want you to step the right leg forwards, left leg back. Lunge forwards into it, stretching the front of the hip here. We're going to have both arms out in front. And then if we pull the left arm along the body, rotate, and come back to the front again. Along the body, rotate to the front. Good. Do one more. 5. Good. Step the other leg back, both arms still out in front. Up on the back toe. Good. Along the body, rotate, and then to the front. 2, 3. Last one. 5. Good. Step those feet together. Lovely. Okay, let's stand on the end of the mat. Take a nice deep breath in, breathe out and tuck your chin and curl all the way down to the bottom. Now wondering how stiff we all feel today, bend and straighten each knee, easing your way down to the floor. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and relax your arms down. Let your head go heavy as well. Just take the opportunity to do that. Good stuff. Rotate around, get hold of either the leg or the lower foot there, rotating the arm, top arm round. You can bend one knee if you want to. Down around the other way. Good, it's a bit of an awkward stretch. It's not a pleasant one. Lovely, bend your knees and coming forwards onto your hands and knees. Turn your toes under and we're going to do those funny hovers again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Using your tummy to lift up your knees. 5, 6. Slow it down if you need to. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. I'm going to walk forwards. I've got enough room behind me. Interestingly, on this one, I want us to pull the knee in towards your chest and then kick straight out behind you. Pull in and kick straight out. Your mission is to try and keep this middle bit as strong as you can. Pull in and push out. 7. 2 more. 10. Good. Bring that knee down and then the other side, pulling in towards your chest with that pointed toe. Push away with the heel. Keep your bottom tucked under and tummy strong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Now then, one at a time with the wrists. Turn it over and stretch it that way. I think we all abuse our wrists and hands a little bit. So turning over, stretching the forearm in that direction. Can you see that hand? Hands like that. We're not putting the weight down through it, by the way, so that would be really quite uncomfortable to put the weight down through it. Place the hand flat, turn the other one over. Good, straighten the elbow, and that gives you that stretch. I can't point because I've got a hand on the floor. Stretch through the forearm there. Good. Now turn the fingers to point towards your knees there to stretch the wrists in that direction, and that should be stretching the inner lower arm. So this is sort of, I suppose you could call golfer's elbow and tennis elbow prevention, or even treatment if you had it. If anyone suffered with tennis elbow, it's awful. I've had it. It was horrible. Struggled to shift it. Anyway, so dropping the hips down forwards, arching the back. Always feels like you haven't done it for 100 years. And then sit back onto your heels to stretch the other way. Dropping the hips down. Good. And then come back. Good. Last one. Hips down. And then back. Great. Okay, so turning over, sitting. Good stuff. So knees bent to start with, arms out straight, the usual, tucking under, curling back, scooping in your tummy, pulling up tall. Curl back, scoop in, pull up tall. Just being careful to really use your abs to curl back and pull back up, so it's all in the abs, doing that movement. Come back up. Good, keep going, tucking under, curling back, scooping in, pulling up tall. Good, and you should sort of think about your head going down and then pulling back up again. Going down and pulling back up, and that's where your abs really start to work, when you think about coming down and up, down and up. Think about your back being a spring, shortening and springing back up again. Good. Even demonstrating that better, I can feel it more in the abs and in the back. Brilliant. Legs out straight. Legs pinned nicely together as well. So, arms out in front, pull the arms into your chest, and then push out in front of you. I'm not quite sure what to do with your hands together. Pull into your chest. It's the sort of thing you do with a piece of equipment, like a ball Pretend you've got a ball in your hand, that helps. Couple more. Last one. And come forwards. Okay, if you can, hold on to that right foot. Hold on to it and pulse up and down with the knee there. That's a nerve stretch. I do like to add those in. Hold on to the other foot if you can. You just hold on to the rest of the leg if you can't. Good. Good. Coming all the way forwards. Brilliant. Okay, a few rolls. Pick up the feet, up tall, curl back, and come up and stop. And you're getting flashbacks from the roll back and stand up. I might add a few more of those in today. See how you feel. You've got to stop and pause and use your tummy and your back before your feet touch the floor. Good. Couple more. Okay, then we're going to roll back and stand up 3 times. 1, feet wide, push your way up. Good, let's go again. If you can, don't worry too much about these, if not, just keep going with the rolls. 2, and last one. Oh, that was tempting to hold on to the wall there to stand up. But there's something in that, apparently, longevity. If you can stand up without using your hands, that means you're going to have a nice long life, and that's not a fortune teller thing. Apparently there is some science behind it. Now on your backs, feet hip width apart, toes pointing forwards. Good. Think about train tracks with the feet, knees, hips, shoulders, nothing else above that. In line, tuck your chin, broaden out through the front of your chest. Breathe in, breathe out, and sink those ribs down. Find that little arch in the lower back, just enough to stick your fingers underneath, not your whole hand, not your arm. Tighten through your pelvic floor, pull the hip bones together. Good, and then lifting and lowering one leg at a time. As you get started on this exercise, make sure you relax your breathing, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And run through a little correction from the top down with your body as well, tucking the chin, chest open, ribs down, little arch in the back, tighten through the pelvic floor, and just keep going with that lift and lower. Good. And then seamlessly on to the next one, knee out and come back up. Don't let those hips rock from side to side. Keep them in the right position. Think about the headlights on the front of your hips pointing straight forwards. Nice and relaxed, but think about tightening through your pelvic floor and keep it strong. Good. This should be a light tension through your abdominals here, but nothing gripping, so you shouldn't be tightening and gripping. That comes later with the harder abdominal exercises. Good. Lovely. I'm coming up the mat to give myself enough room. Stretch the leg out. Always, if you just want to work that little bit harder, you can crunch on these kind of exercises. It also gives you a good visual of whether everything's going in the right direction. Doesn't have to be in a crunch. In some ways I prefer it not to, because that gives you more opportunity to work those deep abdominals. But for those of you who are really dying to work as strongly through your abdominals as you can, then a crunch is just fine. Lovely. Now keep that right leg out, and I want you tensing and relaxing through that thigh. Tense and relax. Good. Now with the camera at the angle that it is, it's really good for you to be able to see my thigh tensing and my heel popping up. Now it's not always possible to get that heel up. It depends on the shape of your leg for a start, and it depends on the strength of your knee. But to be able to tighten and lock your knees straight is a really important thing to be able to do. Anyone who's had knee surgery will remember these exercises. Good. Stop there, keep the leg tense, and I want you to just come up and down for 5. 1, just little ones. 2, 3, keeping strong through your tummy. Brilliant. Bring that leg in and place it down. Stretch the other one out, and then tighten and relax. Tighten and relax. Good. If you can do one side and not the other side, that's something to work on. Good, but squeeze that thigh, picking up the foot. But the thing is, don't think about picking up the foot, or you've moved on to the next exercise. It's actually a downward motion of your knee, and the foot pops up at the end. It's a bit like a seesaw. Good, and then we've got 5 with the leg tight. 1, 2, push down through the other one. 3, 4, 5. Nice. Both legs on the floor. Hands behind your head. Let's do 10 double pulse crunches. So up, up, down, down. That's 1. 2, keeping a little arch in the lower back. 3, scooping in that lower tummy. 6, 7, keep going, 10. Lovely, and that actually prepares your abdominals for the next section. So, right leg up to tabletop, draw in your tummy, keep your pelvic floor strong, pick up the left, right down, left down. Good. Reset yourself if you like. Go again. Up, up, down, down. Keep going. Up, up, down, down. Keep scooping in and hollowing through your tummy. Think about a spider's web here, squeezing and closing down. Think about pulling your belly button towards your spine. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Good. Keep going. Drawing in that lower tummy. Feet light on the floor. Great. Swap legs, other leg first. Good. Your thighs might start to feel a little bit tired. Actually putting your hands on the front of the thighs there can just quieten down those hip flexors, make you use your abdominals more. Or you can just make your abdominals work more by focusing in on them. Brilliant. 2 more. Lovely. Right, some nice knee rolls to release off the back. Keep the knees and the toes together, pick up the foot, take the legs over, and then pull back to the center. Pick up the foot, take the legs over. Great. All the time trying to keep those ribs down. Keep your upper half in the same position as you move through that lower half. Lovely. Okay, legs up to tabletop, so same exercise, taking the legs over to the side. Sometimes I pin the knees and toes together with this one. Sometimes I like you to keep them in those train tracks. So today we're keeping them just hip width apart as you're taking your legs over. Drawing in your tummy to pull back to the center again. One more each side. Lovely. Come back down again, and then a couple of shoulder bridges in between to ease off from that one. Heels close to your bum. tucking under, curling up, pushing your knees away. And then curling down as if you're pushing one vertebrae into the floor at a time. So the top first, ribs go down first, curling down. One of the visualizations that I like is think about yourself lying in some slightly wet sand, tucking under, flattening the back, and trying to imprint your spine into the ground all the way to the top, and then the ribs come down first, imprinting the spine into the ground. Find that little arch again before you start again, tucking under, curling up, push the knees away, keep the chin tucked, curl back down. One more of these, tucking under, curling up, push your knees away, and then curl back down. Lovely. Okay, legs up to tabletop. Draw in your tummy, stretch your leg out and pull back in. Stretch out and pull back in. I want to really close down at the front. Close the ribs before the pelvis at the front. I swear they're more trained today than usual. Crunch if you'd like. See what the difference is. Sometimes I feel like I'm working harder when I'm flat on the floor, and sometimes it feels harder when I'm in a crunch. So see what that feels like if one feels better than the other. Good. Lovely. Okay, both legs down. Right, so I don't usually use these, but I always like to add in a few slightly different ones. So I'd like you to see if you can sit up without using your arms. So bringing the arms out in front. So you can start with them here, but not above the head, because if you have them above the head, you want to lunge. So you gradually, head and shoulders up, push the ribs down, push the back flat, and see if you can pull your way up into sitting, and then curl the back, and curl your way back down again. So it's like the opposite to a shoulder bridge, isn't it? Push into your feet, tuck under, head first, crunch, pull your way up. Good. And then try and push your spine down into the ground again as you come back down. Let's just do a couple more of those. If you can't do it, go as far as you can and then just pulse there. That'll get you stronger and past that point. My abs are always going to cramp with these ones. There's no hope for me, so there's no hope for you. Curl back down. Breathe. Good. Did I say one more? I think I did. Tucking under, curling up, slow, all the way up, and then come down, curl the spine back down again. Lovely. Wary of that cramp again. Great stuff. So, let's turn onto the side. And let's be up on the elbows today. Bottom hip back. Scoop and tuck your bottom under. You should be aware of those abs. After those abs exercises that we've done, you should be well aware of what's going on around your abdominals now, which is great, because I want them activated and active whilst we're doing these glutes exercises. So lifting that top knee. Make sure you've always shimmied the bottom hip back, tuck the bottom under, feet are together. You can be flat like that, and all the same principles apply. Good. If you're on that elbow, then make sure you push your way up and out of it. And make sure you relax your breathing. Good. Go at your own speed. My temptation is to go quite fast with these, and it's not essential. You can be a lot more purposeful, lifting and lowering. Don't get carried away with how high that knee goes. If everything's locked in the right position, that knee will not get very high. I want you to pulse at the top. Good. I want you now to lift the foot up and down. 2, 3, 4, keeping the knee in place. Now pulse at the top with the foot. 7, Fine. Then keep the leg out straight now. Pulse up and down there. Lovely. Bring the leg down. Okay, round to the other side. Ooh, that was an afterburn. Onto the elbow or flat onto your side, whichever one is more comfortable for you. Tuck that bottom hip back, scooping in the tummy. Good. Push the top hip away a little bit there. Make sure you're not sinking down into the shoulder. Lift that top knee. And you may start with the knee quite high, and then as you go through, it gets a little bit lower and a little bit lower, but I don't mind that too much. As that glute works a little bit more, it will be unable to lift the knee quite as high. Good, maintain that good position. Pulse that knee at the top. Oh, bit lacking coordination on this side slightly. Lift the foot up and down. You'll feel all sorts of different muscles working around this hip, and that is the idea of that. Pulse the foot. Stretch the leg out, pulse up and down. Lovely. Sitting up and crossing the legs. Getting that nice stretch through those muscles that you've just worked. Coming over from side to side, and that can help with any stiffness and tightness that you may have tomorrow. But embrace that. That means that you've worked hard. Bring one leg round and to the side there. Hopefully this doesn't twist on people's knees. Just quickly bring a chair in if you find that this is a bit too twisty on the knees. So we're going to go over to the right, down onto the elbow, coming over, push this part of your rib upwards. There. And you do that through pushing through the other elbow. 1. Good, keeping this hip down. 2. 3, nice long arm as you come back over and even to the point where you tap the floor. Good, drop the shoulders. Over to the other side. 1, well done. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Brilliant. Okay, swapping round with the legs. Good. We're going to feel like we're going to the same side to start with. It's the open side. Push this hip down to the floor, come down to the elbow and push these ribs up as you come over. 1, 2, drop both shoulders down as you come back up. Good. 3, turn the palms up, why not? 4, 5, and to the other side. 1, it all should feel a little bit more open now. We've done a few of these. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. Coming over on to your hands and knees. Good. So, some box press-ups, which are my favourite at the moment because it means you can get that nice big range of movement. So get your back into a good position, tucking and scooping your bottom under. Elbows straight out to the side, hands as wide as the mat. Hips stay over the knees. I see a lot of people kind of still wanting to do these. It's fine, I don't mind if you want to do those ones, but the exercise I'm trying to teach here is with the knees underneath the hips. Okay, we're going to do 3 sets of 10. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Good. Sit back on your heels to rest. Good. Come back up, hands nice and wide, and off we go. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, they're tiring, right? Sit back back on your heels. Good. They might not be quite so dramatic as the other press-ups, but they certainly do make a big difference because you can go through a big range of movement. Hands as wide as your mat, off we go. Last set of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Brilliant. And do you know what? I've got strong arms and I find those a little bit difficult. And this is the thing about Pilates. Do it perfectly, do it well, with good posture, and just get that nice overall sort of warmth sort of feeling, rather than everything feeling so shaky that you definitely couldn't do another set. Because then we move on very quickly then to another exercise, which is where the benefit comes from. Stretch your right arm up and round to the side. Push away with your left into the mat. Coming through, stretching the back of the hand through. 1. Breathe in as you come up. Breathe out as you go through. In as you come up. Great. Last one. Good, and swap sides. Other hand on the floor. And up. 1, 2, and you're essentially doing a single arm press up on the other side, aren't you? 3, 4. Last one. 5. Lovely. Step your right leg up in front of you. And I want us to do some nice active stretching here. So we're lunging forwards and then back. Forwards, arms up and back. 3, a little bit of balance involved. 4, 5, we'll do 8 of these. 6, 7, 8. Hope everyone's knees are all right on the floor. I've got a nice thick mat here actually, which helps. Have the leg up, so swing the arms up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Very nice. Hands and knees. Curl up with the back and drop down. 1. Breathe in as you come up. Ooh. Or maybe the other way around. Wherever you feel it's easier to take that breath in. Coming down onto your front, bending one knee, pull towards your bottom, tucking under, keeping everything nice and straight. Good. And when you let go, bring the other arm in front, and then we're bending the knee and pointing, flexing, pointing, flex. Good, keep going. One more of each, point, flex. Bring that leg down. Hook around with the other hand. Tuck your bottom under. Good. Off we go again. Point, flex, point, flex. Good. Keeping the bottom tucked under. Lovely. Pin both legs together. Bend as far as you can and back down whilst pushing your heels together. 2. Keep your bottom tucked under. 3, 4, tummy strong. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Great stuff. Pushing up onto your hands and knees again. Turn your toes under. Stretch your bottom up into the air and down into the heels, pushing the shoulders down and back. Push one heel down at a time, stretching down through those calves. Oh, click, click, click at those ankles. Good. And walk the hands to your feet or your feet to your hands if need be. Good. A quick exercise here just for a bit of fun. For those of you who can get your hands on the floor or you want to be a little bit higher, can you take your foot off the floor and swing the leg forward? Can you get your hand to your foot to your wrist? Silly one, that one, really. Only for people that are flexible like me. No chance otherwise. Go your way back up again. Roll the shoulders. I like to be inclusive. Flexible and not flexible. Everyone's included. Breathing in, up onto the toes. Down onto the heels. Drop your shoulders. Breathe in, lift your shoulders. Breathe out and drop. Breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out and down. And then just the last one to slow it down a little bit, breathing in. Breathe out, hands behind your head and drop onto your heels. Breathe in, lift your shoulders. Breathe out and drop. Breathe in, stretch up. Out, round and down. Breathing out. Good. Roll and drop the shoulders, toes forward, knees bent, bottom tucked under. Chest open, shoulders down. Tuck your chin. Good. Well done.